a database of your top relationships. So I get asked all the time as a business owner, who would you recommend? And I say, well, if they're Kim Angeli approved, they're in my Rolodex. If they're not Kim Angeli approved, I really don't refer anyone. So I'm always trying as a business owner to have resources for my business. So life in Rotary is a mixture of business, civic activities, and good fellowship. So how many of you will agree that even in a club, even though we don't come together weekly to talk about business, how many of you have had business happen in Rotary? Me too. How many of you have gone to an international conference? How many of you have kept in touch with people from an international conference and maybe done business, but had some friends? I went to the one in Atlanta. It was amazingly fun. And I actually have a friend who lives in San Diego, California, that I've kept in touch with because I tend to believe, sending people birthday cards and thank you notes and fruit baskets builds relationships. And so we're still friends. And he is an amazing person. And I met him in Atlanta. And had I not been a Rotarian, I wouldn't know Mark. And so there's a lot of opportunity to broaden our horizons outside of our local club and do business with people we know, like, and trust and see outside of Rotary. So it's really Rotarians supporting Rotarians, right? We all want people to flourish in their business. And, I'm sure when Kelly's out in the workplace, it all kind of mingles together. If I'm talking to someone and I can help add value to their life, I'm going to refer them or connect them. So it's stronger members, stronger club, stronger community, stronger foundation, stronger Rotary. And we've really made a point in our Rotary Club. Have you ever had anyone come to Rotary and think it's a BNI? What's that? A BNI, like a networking meeting. Oh, yeah. Right. So we're very intentional to make sure in our membership process that people know that Rotary, the meeting per week, is for service, and that anything else, like a Rotary Means Business, is intentionally growing their businesses. That it might happen in the club, but that's not why they should join. And and that's really something I'm very intentional about, is because I see that those members don't stay long. If they come and they don't know that, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't get any business out of Rotary. I'm like, Rotary is not business. That's Rotary Means Business. That's a different fellowship. So I think it's being very intentional with membership to make sure that this really is a service above self community. And why is it important? To attract and have retention. But I think it is super important that they understand that Rotary itself is not for business. It might happen, but it's not intentional. And then we have this fellowship on the side where people can intentionally get together and learn more about what other business owners do. Because if I can fill my Rolodex, my network, with people that are amazing, like Joy, who works for First Citizens. I was a bank teller as a college student for First Citizens Bank. And if you've never been a bank teller and you dealt with an 80-year-old lady with her money, you do not know what serving the public is like. I say that in fun, but she looks so sweet until you're like, yeah, no, I want to speak to the head teller. But anyway, everybody should do that. That was a little digression, but
she's pulling her money out of her
but yeah, she might look sweet walking in the door, but she is about to rage on you because of her bank account. But it's all about the money. But First Citizens is a great company. And so it does build retention, because then they see the value of those people that we see. I will tell you, Waxhaw Weddington, actually the event that I did yesterday for my fellow Rotarian person I do business with, she's a client of mine, Kathy Burns, she's a real estate agent. So we have 56 real estate agents in a room, and 4 of us there are from Waxhaw Weddington Rotary, right? We do business together. We do spa day together next week. We go to the beach together. We're doing business, life, and all that together. And that's the powerful. I already told my husband, he's about 12. He's might be close to retirement in the future. And maybe not. Maybe a 7-day work week isn't, maybe a 7-day weekend, maybe not in his future. But I actually told him I moved here from Cary, North Carolina, 9 years ago, where I'm from that area. And I told him we're empty nesters now. And I said, you're not moving me away from Rotary. Actually, Rotary was what keeps me here. My tribe of Rotarians is why I will always have a house in Union County. So how the fellowship works is there's not any dues. It's really just a fellowship. So any of you in other fellowships around Rotary, like there's a ski club fellowship, there's wine club fellowships. There are actually a ton of them online you can find. My friend Jan Richards was a member of the ski fellowship, and I mean, she's skied around the world with these people, and amazing. Now, I'm not a ski person. I'm a bar rat, and I'll just act like I broke my leg and drink some adult beverages. So if you're a spa person, where there's snow and mountains, I'll go with you. If you want me to strap on something really fast onto my feet and get onto a little, whatever that thing that comes around, I have total anxiety about that. I cannot do it. So there is a little bit of dues for the fellowship nationally. It's $15 a year. I paid $100 for the rest of my life. I have a membership. I think it was 75. Now it's 100. And the way the meetings are going to run, we're looking at taking so we didn't have the conference last year. So we have money at the Grand Bohemian kind of sitting there. So Nico and I are looking at putting together a live in-person meeting in May for Rotary Means Business, for business owners to come and see each other outside of Zoom, because we're all a little zoomed out. So we do open networking in the round, 3 craft talks, a sponsor craft talk, and then focus networking. The meeting itself is to identify, like Joy works as First Citizen. She does retail banking, right? So at the meeting, I'm going to get to know Joy, but I'm going to probably book a lunch with her or something after the meeting, right?
What's a craft talk? Just for.
Well, so that's just like, what is your craft? What do you do? That's kind of. Oh yeah, you are. You're a wordsmith. You're wondering what that word means. Yes. So that's really the 3x3 craft talks is like, what do you do? And here it is: name, club, company slogan, value proposition, and then what club you're in. It's really getting to meet someone and then get interested in what they do and then meet after. And then the craft talks, here's your example, Kelly. 3 Rotarians, 3 minutes each. We pull them out of a hat because you can't go around that many people. What do you do? What makes you different? And who's your ideal client? How many of you that own a business or anything know your ideal client? A lot of people don't know that. It's good to tell them who you're looking for. And then time is strictly enforced because, you want to make sure everybody gets their minutes. And so basically it's just having a business fellowship for people who do own businesses or do want to meet with each other outside of Rotary and having that delineation between the two. And create more business value in Rotary, because I'm really attached to, I have a lot of hooks of Rotary in my life. Like, for me to tell my husband I'm not going to move to, Bald Head Island where we have a house and live because I love my Rotary. He's like, oh my gosh, who are these people? What do they feed you at night? But I just have, there's so much of my life attached to Rotary, right? It's not just a singular thing. And so it does build retention, which retention is one of our biggest things. How do we retain people, and how do we get people into Rotary? How do we get them interested in Rotary? And so here are the people that can, I didn't tell you who can come to the meeting. Did that get skipped? Oh, I'm sorry about that. So who can come to a meeting? I thought was a slide in here, but you can actually have a visitor come to Rotary Means Business and not be a Rotarian. Now, when I run a meeting, though, I'm going to tell them they can't join Rotary Means Business unless they're a Rotarian. I actually don't like that way it's presented. I would rather them come in through Rotary because it's confusing to them. Then they have the mindset that Rotary is doing business with each other. So it's really an invite. You're inviting them into to check it out, but then you want to make sure they get to a Rotary meeting. So there is rotarymeansbusiness.org if you want to check it out online. We're going to have the live event, and you can follow us on Facebook. But it's really filling your Rolodex with other Rotarians, because this is what they say 52 weeks a year, right? This is what their core values and this is what centers them. And this is so important because I said this yesterday somewhere, or maybe I was talking to myself, but is I really don't have, I get asked a lot about insurance. I've been an agent since 1998. I owned a practice. And so a lot of people call me up and say, oh, I need Medicare insurance. I need health insurance. Who can you refer me? I'm like, I don't know anybody. And they're like, you were in the insurance business all those years. And I don't have anybody approved. Now I've referred some people, but they didn't call my client back. They ghosted them and they were trying to pitch a product. It wasn't trying to seek to understand what my client needed. I'm not going to refer that person again. He's totally off the bus, me. And I've taken the Rotary, the Rolodex. He's out of the Rolodex. Because however I refer people is a reflection of myself. Kim Angeli is a brand. You know, I might teach gratitude today, but I might do something else tomorrow. But Kim Angeli is the brand. And so we really need a Rolodex of people that we can refer and we can give business to. So that's really the premise of all of it. Does anybody have a question? Kelly.
So can realtors, realtors are it sounds like you have to be a business owner.
No, you could be in a sales role too.
Okay, so because I know we've got realtors in here. And,
yeah, you can, if you're trying to find people for your business or connect, anybody can come.
So nonprofits can also be
Yeah,
there.
I mean, why not? I mean, who sits on your board? I mean, they own businesses.
Well, and we have a service to offer them as well,
Right.
In terms of employee engagement or retention.
Right.
So,
I always say it's, I ask my clients this because I do a lot of advertising for Nextdoor. And I ask when I speak, I say, why does Target advertise 365 days a year? Now, why do they really do it? I used to work for Campbell Soup. Why do they advertise 365 days a year? All of you know what Campbell Soup and Target is.
you have to hear it like what, 7 times?
Top of mind.
Yeah.
Because they're just top of mind. Now Burger King is advertising on Nextdoor because they don't do commercials, because they don't, we're not watching TV. We're not watching live TV. The first time my 19-year-old saw a commercial, she's like, what's that? What's that? Well, she was not 19. She was like 4. She's like, what is this? I'm like, that's a commercial. Why is it here? So, because that's her world. She doesn't watch regular television up there. She watches it on her phone with no commercials.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you navigate to? I had Yellow Pages yesterday at my event. And I said, anybody remember Yellow Pages? Anybody get these on their front doorstep now? Anybody read them? Anybody look for a plumber in the Yellow Pages? No, they look for it on Nextdoor. And then they see what the neighbors said about it. That's what I teach. And so those mediums have changed. And so that's really, it's just top of mind. You're going to might meet somebody that's amazing that can connect you.
And what day is the meeting?
Well, we've been doing them on Zoom.
Right.
So we don't have a set date. We actually,
It's been a day that always a day that I can't go.
yeah. So the May 4th thing, we're going to try, Nico and I want to do them in person. Instead of having them more frequently, we're going to have them in person, because that just really worked well before COVID, because it's really the energy of meeting someone and getting, just getting to know that person. So that's what we're going to do the one in May. We're just trying to find out how much money we have at Grand Bohemian to use.
I think it's gonna be May
Yeah.
4th.
May 4th is what our target. We're trying to figure it out with Haley. So we get the rooftop or whatever.
I want to go.
And it's just, well, the Grand Bohemian is amazing.
It's awesome.
So, I don't
Except
know
they
how
do
many,
wreck your car.
how many people are usually there on May 4th?
We've never
Like,
had,
I mean, how many would you expect?
well, in person, I mean, on the Zoom, so when COVID first hit, there were like 30, 40 people on there. So our in-person ones, we've had some at Delmonico's and stuff like that. It depends.
It's Wednesday, I can't do it. But
Yeah.
the reason I'm asking about the May 4th, how many people, First Citizens owns a flat parking lot right beside the.
Oh,
It's at the corner of 4th and Church Street.
yeah.
So
Anybody who wants to host an event, we are totally open for that.
I don't know if like they could be able to do, we have a visitor lot that would
Yeah.
hold at least 30 cars.
Our
Maybe
biggest,
be able to get that set up so that if people didn't want to pay for parking at Bohemian or
right.
something else, it could be a sponsored by First Citizens.
That's awesome.
Our biggest thing has been the food limit at most of our restaurants. So Nico and I did some in-person places above at the lake. in 2020, 2019, and we got stuck with a $2,000 bill when 3 people showed up. So that doesn't work for my cash flow. I'm a cash flow cruncher. I know exactly what's in my bank account this morning because I've already pulled up my spreadsheet. I know my net worth at every 24 hours. I'm calculating it. I'm one of those people. I don't like to pull out $1,500 of my own money for a Rotary Means Business event. And so that's why we're very particular about who's going to show up and who's paying, because we got caught with those bills years ago. And so, and some of these minimums will blow your mind. Like one of them I called, they're like, it's $4,000 to use our patio. Oh, and that doesn't include food. I'm like, okay, wow. So that's been, if so anybody who has a place that has a gorgeous, like wants to sponsor it, we bring snacks, snacks and water. I mean, it doesn't really matter where it is. I think it's just the fellowship part. That's been one of our biggest gaps and hurdles, is the place to meet. So yeah, I would love to talk about that more. So any questions online? I forget y'all are here. I'm so sorry. I stopped the share. So any questions on, and our biggest thing we want to do is have a directory. That has really been like a DAC-DB, like we can't do it there. We have to do it somewhere else. So, so it's really just, I've created this own little directory on my own, but it's really just meeting other people that want to do business well. The Rolodex. I know you, Bob knows what that is. I still have one from my father.
I think there's actually a Rolodex right over here.
Gosh, stop. Yes, but mine was a spinny one. Mine was a spinny one. Separate cards on it. He has no idea what we said.
I shred.
What's your birthday?
Davis.
Davis is like, I'm lost. I don't know what you're doing.
I shred mine.
When you
About
don't know
a
what
year
it
ago.
is, that's a.
Put it all in Outlook.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just seeing this thing from Emily. The slides not actually advanced, like, were you able to see them?
Sorry, I can send it out.
That's okay. Kim will send it out to everybody.
Yeah, you've got
We'll email it out. The most important thing though is really, wait, what was that, Emily?
I said we could see them on the side, but only the front slide. It wasn't in slideshow mode.
Oh, weird. That might have been my fault.
Yes. Miss
User error. Kelly doesn't mean business. Look, I got the sound working. We can see each other. Like, I'm doing well today. All right. Don't bring me down. Brad, just because you're retired, don't bring me down. I will start singing really bad songs in your ear, and that will just torture you all weekend.
I don't care.
Did you? I don't know if you heard that, Eric and Taylor. Brad said he didn't care if I sang bad songs to him. So why is this still? Why are we seeing this? Oh, what are you guys seeing online? What do you see right now?
We see you.
Me.
Now we see us.
So I have gallery view, so I just see the Zoom. There's no share.
So patronizing.
You've done this. You encouraged us all year.
I know. Oh, I can take it. Kim, thank you so much. We look forward to hearing more about May 4th and if and when it happens, and keep us posted because we'll send it out in our Dilworthian,
Okay, good.
which is our weekly newsletter. Mr. Hat, I'm sure will have something to say about it. So Mr. Hat that hat has come to life in our newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So does anyone online have any last word? We're going to end probably a little bit early today so you can have some of your life back. No one has any comments, questions? Okay. Then if you guys online, you are welcome to peace out, and we can do our 5-way test, and then we'll pull our we'll pass the blue bins up and pull our Rotary raffle after you guys log off, so you don't have to sit through that. So if we could all stand and do our 5-way test or remain seated. Of all the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, Is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth, will it be fun? So don't forget, next week will be fun, even though it's a quarterly meeting, it will be fun. So please join us. And you guys have a great weekend. Emily, enjoy being with your husband. Barbara, great to see your smile. Jean, we can't see you, but we hope you have a great weekend. And to my boys, I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys. All right, so